Good evening, students. Welcome back to the biology session. And today we are going to see the same lesson, the fundamental unit of life. So, already we have seen about the plasma membrane and the nucleus, and today we are moving into the cytoplasm. What do you mean by cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is the main organ of the cell which is present inside a cell, and it is the fluid part of the cell. So, fluid content which is present inside the plasma membrane is called as a cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, except the nucleus, many cell organelles are present. And today we are going to see the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosome, and mitochondria. These are the four organelles today we are going to see about. So, what is cytoplasm? The content of a cell except for the nucleus. Except the nucleus, the organelles which are present in the cytoplasm is called as a cell organelle. It include cystosol, organelle, vesicles, and the cytoskeleton. So, cytoplasm contains two parts. They are cytosol and the cell organelle. What is cytosol? The cytosol is a fluid part of the cytoplasm. So, cytoplasm, not generally, if you see in a cell, if you see in the microscope, we can see the very light shaded region which contain fluid, which will be motile. Motile means moving. There will be a fluid part which will be moving, and the cell organelles will be placed in that layer. Okay, so the cytosol is a fluid part of the cytoplasm, and it is homogeneous and crystallocolloidal liquid that contain the substances water, iron, enzymes, vitamins, amino acids, carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. These are all present in the liquid. Okay, the next one is the cell organelles. Cell organelles, we can see the cell organelles in the submicroscopic structure. Only using an electron microscope we can see some of the cell organelles, not all the cell organelles. Okay, these cell organelles are only seen under an electron microscope. So these cell organelles are membrane bounded. As we already know, only the eukaryotic cell have membrane bound cell organelles, while the prokaryotes don't have membrane bound cell organelles. Okay, so cell organelles may be bound by membrane as in eukaryotes, but prokaryotes lack the membrane bound cell organelles. Okay, these membrane bound cell organelles are totally absent in the virus. For example, now the trend is COVID-19, as you all know, as that is a coronavirus. You know, now you can feel the name virus. Corona is a virus which doesn't have a membrane bound cell organelle, so it does not grow outer a host. A host means any organism. It cannot grow or develop or multiply outside a human body. So it just enter into our body and it invade into our lungs and it will replicate. Replicate means it will form many viruses like a single mother virus. So this is a trend of virus. Can you understand, children? So only if the virus invade into a host, that is a human being or any other living being which contain a membrane bound organelle containing a cell, the viruses can live inside and it can multiply or replicate. It can do its function only inside a host cell. Okay, let us move into the endoplasmic reticulum. So, what do you mean by endoplasmic reticulum? The endoplasmic reticulum is a network of interconnecting membrane distributed throughout the cytoplasm. So, there is a interconnection between every organelle, and this interconnection is done with the help of endoplasmic reticulum. So, the internal compartment is called as lumen. You can see in this diagram. So, this is called as the lumen. Can you see the lumen, children? So, the interconnected part of the endoplasmic reticulum is called as the lumen. So, there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. You can see here, this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum which contain ribosomes attached to it, and the next one is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum which doesn't have ribosomes attached to it. Can you feel the difference, children? This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here the ribosomes are attached, and this is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here the ribosomes are not attached. Okay. At a certain site, the endoplasmic reticulum membrane is continuous with the outer nuclear envelope membrane. Depending upon the presence or absence of the ribosome on the surface, as I have already said, it is two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The structure of the endoplasmic reticulum is similar to the structure of plasma membrane. This is quite different. We'll see the function of this is the structure of endoplasmic reticulum. As you are seeing, both the rough and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These endoplasmic reticulum help to interconnect the other organelles inside the cell. So let us move to the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So some functions are there. Endoplasmic reticulum helps in the protein synthesis. That is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which helps in protein synthesis where the ribosomes are present. So ribosomes are present, which is involved in the protein synthesis with the help of endoplasmic reticulum. The next one is lipid synthesis. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps in lipid synthesis. That is, it can digest the fat molecules present in it. And the protein and lipid synthesized on the endoplasmic reticulum are used for making the cell membrane. So these proteins and lipids are used in making the cell membrane. Also, transport facility is available. It helps in the intracellular and extracellular transport of a substance, and it gives internal support to the cytoplasm. So these are all the main functions of endoplasmic reticulum, and the difference between the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum are given here. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum contains, ribosomes are absent in it, and in rough endoplasmic reticulum ribosomes are present. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it synthesizes lipids and steroid, while rough endoplasmic reticulum synthesizes proteins. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum mainly formed of vesicles and tubules, and rough endoplasmics are formed of cisternae. The next, so Golgi complexes. Golgi complex is an organelle of the membrane-bound sac, tubule, and vesicle which secrete complex biochemical substances. Golgi is a single complex in animal cells, whereas in plant cell it is a separate unit which is called as dicytosomes. Membrane-bound sacs of the Golgi are called as cisternae. We'll see in this diagram now. Cisternae occurs in stalks, tubes, and vesicle occur in their periphery. You can see this is called as cisternae. Here, from the cisternae, a sac will be produced, and this sac is present in the periphery of the cell at the end of the cell. And as I already said, the endoplasmic reticulum is the interconnection between all the cell organelles inside a cell. So this endoplasmic reticulum helps in the formation of the cisternae, and from the cisternae the Golgi apparatus are emerging, and this Golgi apparatus is used for storing the protein for later use, and some biochemical substances are also stored inside the cell with the help of Golgi apparatus. Let us see the function of Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is involved in repair and synthesis of a cell membrane. So this Golgi apparatus helps in the repair and synthesis of the cell membrane. The lysosome are formed by the Golgi apparatus. We'll see the lysosome structure later, and keep the structure of Golgi apparatus in mind so that you can see the lysosome structure and understand it easily. All the types of the substance which are to be secreted or excreted are packed in a vesicle by Golgi apparatus for passage to the outside. So all the substance which is to be stored inside the cell or which has to be excreted out of the cell are stored in the Golgi apparatus. So these package that is a sac will pack everything inside the cell with the help of this Golgi apparatus. So takes part in the storage, modification and packaging of various biochemical products by different components of the cell. So as I have already said, it stores, it's modified and it packs all the biochemical products which was needed for the cell. So components of the cell wall are synthesized by Golgi apparatus. Finally, the cell wall components are synthesized solely by the Golgi apparatus. So complex and special sugars are also made by the Golgi apparatus. The cell which needs sugars are also prepared by the Golgi apparatus. Then can you understand the meaning of Golgi apparatus and the functions of its children? Let us move to the lysosome. So lysosomes are also called as suicidal bags. So lysosomes generally found in the animal cells, they lack in the plant cells. Okay, we have already studied this in the difference between the plant cell and the animal cells, as lysosomes are found in the animal cell and they lack in the plant cell. They are small spherical vesicle covered by a single membrane contain digestive enzymes for intracellular digestion and waste disposal. So lysosome is used as a contains digestive enzyme and it digests the materials which is present inside the cell. Okay, so lysosomes act as a digestive material. Okay, these enzymes are synthesized by the enzyme present inside the lysosomes are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum. In damaged cell, listen to me carefully, why this lysosome is called suicidal bag. The main event is coming here. In the damaged cell, the lysosome will burst and it releases the digestive enzymes present inside the cell. So if it releases the digestive enzyme, the whole cell will be bursted. So lysosome is called as a suicidal bag. So if a cell get damaged, the digestive enzymes present inside the cell will burst out, and because of this burst of the enzymes present inside the lysosome, the whole cell will be bursted out or the whole cell will be died. So that lysosome is called as a suicide bag. Okay, some functions are there in lysosome. It is used, its main function is destruction of foreign particles, and intracellular digestion happens with the help of lysosome and it removes the cell debris. It is a time of metamorphosis and organs are digested by lysosomes. So see here, see the picture of lysosome. So as I have already said, it attaches to the Golgi bodies. So products of digestion with the help of the primary lysosomes comes from the Golgi apparatus and it attaches to the secondary lysosome. There it releases the digestive enzyme and it after digestion it excretes out the waste product here. It's okay. So this is the primary lysosome and the secondary lysosome gets attached to the primary lysosome. Here happens the digestion and after digestion the waste product are excreted out through the plasma membrane. So lysosome act as a suicidal bag if a cell gets damaged. So we'll move to the next one, mitochondria. So mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of the cell. You will have studied in the lower classes. And mitochondria is a rod-shaped cell organelle of the aerobic eukaryotes which takes part in the Krebs cycle. Commonly, these are called as a powerhouse of the cell because they contain enzymes necessary for the total oxidation of the food and for release of high amount of energy in the form of ATP. So, normally a cell's function, total function of the cell happening inside the cell is being done by the mitochondria by its soul. That is the protein synthesis and the DNA synthesis happens inside the mitochondria itself. So it is bounded by two membranes. The outer membrane is smooth and porous while the inner membrane is folded inward to form cisternae. So these is the structure of mitochondria. in which the outer membrane is very smooth and the inner membrane is folded, and the folds is called as, here you can see the fold, which is the cisternae. Inside this, it is uh, filled with a matrix. This is called matrix, a little bit fluid part. So cisternae contains oxysomes. They are partially embedded in the inner membrane. So mitochondria enclose a matrix having DNA, ribosomes and enzymes. This DNA, ribosomes and enzymes helps in the production. So the mitochondria is called as a powerhouse of the cell. Normally DNA, ribosomes and enzymes will be present for a common cell in the nucleus only, but the mitochondria itself, it contains DNA, ribosomes and enzymes. So only it is called as a powerhouse of the cell. The DNA and the ribosomes make the mitochondria semi autonomous, as they are able to manufacture some of their own protein and enzymes. So as I said, this mitochondria are able to manufacture its own protein and enzyme. It can form protein and enzyme by itself. So it is called as a powerhouse of the cell. Can you understand, children? Look at the structure of mitochondria. So with this, the class is over, and I want you all to write the 4 cell organelles as an assignment and keep it safely. If needed, you can send it to me personally. Thank you, children.